Last video in this series of the calculator, which is focusing more on personalisation and developing your skills to make the calculator kind of more your own. So we're going to start off with maybe just putting some letters and numbers on each button. So again, the same as the text at the top, that is simply done by going on to each button, starting your 2D sketch, let's rotate it round, choosing your text command, maybe drawing it the same size as the top of the button face, type in what you want. Now again, we can always go back and edit the scale of this in a second, so we can check our scale by pressing OK. If we're happy with the size of that button, we leave as is. If not, we can double click, which brings our box back up, highlight over it, and then maybe change the scale. Let's try upping it to 6. Looks a lot better. So we can continue doing this for our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on and so forth to get all these buttons placed. We could put letters on it as well if we wanted to. And again, same as before, we would then finish that sketch, choose our emboss option. Now again, with emboss, you have 2 options. You can either emboss from the face, which is effectively an extrude, or we can engrave from face, which is effectively a subtract. So just to show you the difference, whereas the Casio writing was an emboss from face, if we do an engrave from face, press OK, it actually cuts down into it instead, so it is effectively a subtract. Okay. Again, a wee bit more personalisation is actually then just applying your colours. Now, select your colour wheel at the top, click, hold your mouse wheel down, drag to the side to move your object, expand the home option and then choose the appearance library and expand it. Now again, as per usual when applying colour, you can click, hold and drag to apply one colour. Let's choose plastic and let's choose red. We can apply that to the full object. Problem being, in this case, in terms of personalisation, it doesn't look very good. Oh, there we go. So it looks a bit dull. We want to obviously go in and really make it personal and obviously start doing individual buttons, maybe different colours and so on and so forth. So this is you taking your time and really personalising your design. So it could be, for instance, selecting that Casio writing. Oh, like so. Maybe making that white. Now again, there is always more options where we can either select our object by clicking on it, or we should have the option of selecting our object in the embossed tree as well, sorry, the modelling tree, and then uploading the colour to it that way as well. Should have the same effect. If not, we then have just be more pernickety and we're in actually selecting while holding our shift key to select multiples each individual face. Again, we can go back and maybe select some of our buttons. So let's do the top face of our buttons at the same time. Let's make them, I don't know, something that maybe work well with red. Something very childish, let's just make it, I don't know, the blue. So because I've got this underlying red colour that I've applied to all my material, we've now got this kind of blue tint as well, or overall tint. Again, same as always, for finishing off a model, we always tend to create the model. We should be saving the model, so File, Save As, choosing the Save As option, saving it to your hard drive, and then to always get an image of it, View tab at the top. Visual style should be realistic. Put your shadows on. Change your orthographic mode to perspective. And then ray trace. Now just a last comment in which is using our view cube. Depending on how we want our shadows to be viewed, this is currently the front of our object with our shadows appearing at the bottom as if it's standing on its end. If I was to right click and set the current view as top, it looks a lot brighter at the top, but my shadows actually now appear down below my calculator. So it may be appropriate depending on the type of advert or use of that image. So if I was to then retrace it, my object has now changed and the lighting has now changed. So as I've just said a second ago, we then go and press the save button to save that image of our newly rendered perspective calculator. Have fun personalising your own calculator and experiment with different colours, textures, to try and make something